What's good, everybody? It's CJ Beatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to make a NAV type beat in Logic Pro X with the help of chords by Loopmasters. Plugin Boutique sent me a copy of this to test out, so I wanted to share it with you guys and let you see what this thing can do. It's a sample-based virtual instrument which allows you to layer samples on top of each other, and it's super crazy. We're going to talk about that a little more later on. As always, I'm going to include the project file for this entire beat once it's finished in the description of this video so you can download it. Once you got your copy of chords, you can then download the project file, manipulate the beat, whatever you want to do with it. Let's go through some of the sounds that I picked out for this tutorial. The first one comes from chords, which is a preset called Ready to Kick. And as you can see here, they have a ton of presets to choose from. They have introduction, pad, stab, key, leads, basses, strings, strum, pluck, vocal, brass, rhythmic, percussive, and atmospheric, as well as sound effects. So definitely lots to choose from and to get inspired by. So let's have a listen to this first preset that I picked out from chords for this tutorial. So I actually removed part of the sound from this. This is what it originally sounded like. It's got a bass sound at the bottom end, but I removed the bass sound completely just by using this level. And then I also time stretched it, so you could time stretch these samples if you have it enabled like this. You can make them play faster or slower. You can also change the format. You know, like crazy ability to change the sample. You could also change where the sample actually starts. And you have your general ADSR settings: attack, decay, sustain, and release. So you could have the attack, for example, a little faded in, so it's not so abrupt. You could filter these chords. I'm using a high pass filter on this. And then brought it to like 223 hertz. Change the resonance on this too. They got a filter envelope over here. How much you want, you could change the amount basically. They also have ADSR settings for the filter envelope, filter LFO. You could change it from sine all the way up to saw, adjust the amount, the rate, the phase, etc. And then lastly, you have the ability of leveling it out, so you can mix these two sounds together the way you want. So I'm going to start off with that one, and let's just record it. I have my BPM set to 168. NAV likes using, BPMs anywhere between 155, I noticed, to like even 180. So 168 it is for today. So let's just come in here. We'll quantize that to an eighth note. And let's make sure it matches up. What I like to do is basically let it play in a loop, 2-bar loop. Bring the attack back. Change the speed here to match it up to the BPM. You gotta sort of hear it. I think that's pretty spot on. Great, let's layer it with another instance of chords. This is the second sound that I'm choosing. Maybe we can also remove the bass from this. So this is the Dawnscape preset that I'm using right now, and I'm noticing there's a lot of bottom end on this, even though I took, let's see here, this is the high octaves. just like a string sound. We can lower that for now. What I'm going to do is use another high pass filter on this. Bring up the resonance a little bit. Pre-drive too. So let's see what this is playing, and I put a tuner on this already here. It looks like it's a G. So if I play a G on my keyboard, on this one, it's playing a G, F, let's see. Okay, so D would work. Let's go ahead and drop a D in here. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is actually take both of these like so and bounce them into place so we can create a sample out of that. Let's go ahead and bounce that into place one more time. So we have a couple samples to work with. And this one we're going to chop up. So I'm going to use my scissor tool for that. Just double click on these, go to File, Function, reverse all of these. Once you're done reversing all of them, make sure your fade tool is selected and draw in a fade like this. Right click each fade, you'll want to fade in and fade out. Okay, so now for the second one, what we can do is reverse this whole thing. And we're also going to drop an effect onto this. Let's do the M Rhythmizer. I'm going to be using the Gross Beats Volume 3 preset bank that I have for M Rhythmizer. Put a link in the description for that if you want to go check that out. And let's just mess with some of these presets and see what we can come up with. Like that. Let's drop another filter on this maybe. That added some real nice bounce to it. All right, so now we have a couple of things that we can work with, and let's see what else we got here. We still have this other chord sound. Bring up chords again. See what it sounds like if I do it on D4. Still kind of slow with the timing. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up here. All right, let's see how that performs in a loop. All right, that's cool. Let's bounce that into place 2 so we can manipulate that sound as well. So for this one, I'll also drop an M rhythmizer on it. And let's go to my preset banks here. Let's try something different. Let's see what that all sounds like together. All right, let's use this Arctic Unknown to go ahead and add to this, maybe just a pad layer underneath everything that we got so far. It's subtle, but you know what? It definitely works. All right, dope. Now let's go ahead and duplicate what we have so far. I'm going to come up with an 8-bar loop for the bass. Maybe we could drop an EQ onto that bass and take some of that mid-range out. You could always, you know, conform the sound in the way you want to have it sound, so you don't necessarily ever have to limit yourself, you know what I mean? I'm going to make sure that these volume levels are all the way up. Quantize your selection. All right, so now that we got some stuff rolling already, we could start thinking about the arrangement. So my intros have gotten shorter and shorter and shorter over the past few years, and I feel like sometimes even a 4-bar intro is too much, because people nowadays, you know, they want the drop right away. So I try to give them a bit of a teaser, and then afterwards just right, you know, into the verse. Or the hook, depending on how I feel. But let's go ahead and think about this intro here that we want to build up. So I'm going to just use a couple of these sounds, maybe these two, drag them over. So for this, I'll probably go intro and then hook and then verse on the 13th bar. All right, let's continue with the drums now. What I'm going to do is just highlight and copy this by using the Alt key on my keyboard and drawing off a loop like this, and then we'll start adding some drum sounds to this now. So let's see what we got here. Kick. Start off with a clap. Do that on every 3. Also, you need a couple snares in there. All right, so that's good for the clap and the snare. Let's think about a kick drum here. What I noticed in NAV Beatz is like he likes to have kicks basically, you know, far apart, but then when they hit multiple times. So we could come up with something like that. Leaves a lot of room for other stuff to happen, so. All right, let's right off the bat, we'll just copy over what we have in the kick drum and drop it onto the 808 that I chose for this tutorial. Just copy and paste it, find the pitch, and put this on D. All right, next thing is going to be the hi-hat. What I also noticed about NAV's beats is that when he uses hi-hats, he also uses them sparingly, but when they do hit, they hit multiple times. So we're going to try to emulate that type of style. And start off with a 1/16 note, find the pitch that I want to work with. Nice pauses in there. Then you want to, you know, go into triplets maybe. Okay, let's go back to a 16th note. Then maybe drop into a 1/16 triplet. Satisfied with that, you could just copy and paste it over like this, and we could try to reintroduce some of these other sounds as the beat progresses. And then for the pre-hook, we'll put this guy back in, maybe take these out, this one as well. build in a couple pauses here, especially the 808 at the end, so it doesn't overlap with the bass and the hook. Now, what I'm going to do is drop an EQ onto that main sample chop that we did. And also draw on some automation here. So let's turn the high cut frequency on, and then I'm going to draw in a little pattern like this. So we want to do the same thing over here. I think the beat could use some more percussive elements, so let's go ahead and add those as well. Just going to use EXS and stereo, pick out a percussion kit that I had here. Let's add one more percussive element here. Let's have a listen to the finished product. Here we go. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial today on how to make a NAV beat in Logic Pro X. Shout out again and thank you to Plugin Boutique for sending me chords and letting me try it out. I'm definitely going to be starting to use this a lot more in my production. Links to everything, again, is in the description of this video. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Put those in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload some new content. My name is CJ, and I'm out for now. Peace.